It's the Lonely Island and Seth Meyers podcast.
I hope she recovers well. And Bethany, if you're listening, sorry that you got attacked by a bear.
You did say before we start, so I wasn't recording.
Neither.
I was, though, so it's fine. I mean, you guys weren't telling the story, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we were responding. I kept going, whoa.
I just really felt strongly that you were asking us not to record.
Yeah, saying before we start. And
When
I said, okay.
I jump on, Seth, I only come in hot now, so.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
What? That's a pretty cool thing.
Thank you. Caliente.
Caliente, Yorma Caliente. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the show. And this week, Andy's on a little break. Andy just wrapped his movie and is back with his family and really has to do a little bit of work to get back in their good graces.
I'm sure that's true.
Yes.
I mean,
Accurate.
he shot 2 movies back to back. So, I mean, he's a beloved father. Don't get me wrong. But sometimes you got to do a little extra work and not pop
You know what,
off.
Seth? Money talks.
Money does talk.
What does it say?
Thank you for, what does it say?
You need me. Right? In America.
All right, here we go. First of all, there was a request by multiple Quades asking for just a little bit of final wrap up on I Just Had Sex in regards to how it was received afterwards, how mad was Lauren at the after party that Akon had said Lonely Island.
I don't think that was coming from Lauren.
But in general, you had talked about Keith. This was one that you felt very confident about and you knew it was going to crush in the room. Were you then a little surprised by how much it crushed as a song, or was that also expectations?
By the way, can I say I'm a little surprised to hear that Keith was as confident about this one, because to me, it's always been a little too basic to be successful. I was very surprised that it did as well as it did.
You know what I don't have a memory of is how well it did, like, on the night. Whereas if you recall with like I'm on a boat, I remember being deflated a little bit by the room.
Oh, interesting.
Where to like an SNL audience, it doesn't have the hard jokes you're looking for. I'm on a boat. This does, I would argue, have the hard jokes you're looking for from an SNL audience.
Huh. Right. Although we didn't watch it again with the laughs, right?
Yeah. Do we want to put a pin in it till we have Andy?
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to listen with laughs and see how that goes. I don't know if that will make the podcast audience listen to it again.
Right.
But I am curious. And yeah, what else? We've done it live a bunch of different times, sometimes with Akon, sometimes without.
Where have you done it with Akon live?
There was a short-lived award show on Comedy Central called the Comedy Awards.
Wow.
And
I don't even remember this.
it happened to be this year, right when it came out. And so we did it there. I hope you can't even find the performance because I feel like it was so kind of thrown together.
Was this the one that like Tim and Eric were there? Like there was a bunch of YouTube performances? Like it was a bizarre little...
No, we did the spring break anthem at a thing called the YouTube Awards.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the YouTube Awards. Okay, gotcha,
we went to a bunch of like fledgling award shows that did maybe two of them, you know what I mean?
They don't all work.
No. Where else have we performed? We performed parts of it maybe at the Emmys.
The Spike Awards.
By the way, I definitely was hoping that when you did it with Akon, it would be things like the Grammys.
Yeah, that'd be better.
The
no,
Oscars.
it was all bullshit.
Oh, you know where we did it with Akon? Again, Andy should really be a part of this, but that was really fun, was an Akon concert at an arena in Long Island. Where would that
Nassau? It was Nassau Coliseum.
And it was during, it was within the next 6 months after it came out.
It was a big concert. It was like
it was a real Akon show. So, and it was Akon and Usher, I think. So it was a big sold out arena.
Yeah.
And he asked us to come do it. And of course, I don't think I even got on stage, but I just came because I'm not really in it. No one needed me to come do a manicure or a pedicure.
He didn't bring his top hat, so he can...
Yeah, so I wasn't even recognizable. I was out of character.
Yeah.
Security wouldn't let you through despite Yorm and Andy vouching
Yeah, he didn't
for
have
you.
his Abe Lincoln look.
That's right.
Yeah.
Backstage, what I remember is that Akon was unapologetically smiling while doing a shake weight.
That's right. Oh my God, your memory is so good.
He had one of those chin-up bars that you like put into a doorway, and it was like his pre-show like get pumped up kind of ritual.
By the way, when someone has a chin-up bar, to me, they should also have like a poster of like a Lamborghini and a babe on the Lamborghini.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Akon's ripped.
That's like such a 14-year-old's thing to have
really
like
is.
a chin-up bar.
When I would go on like a sleepover at a kid's house and he had one of those chin-up bars, I was like, I don't feel like we're the same friends.
Yeah, it's a qualifier.
I don't think we're the same kind of dude.
It's like I had a couple friends who had like snakes in high school. I'm like, I'm never going to fully relate to.
Now, I have a quick question. First of all, it's awesome that Akon asked you to do it. Like, how quickly do you hear from Akon? Because he's not with you the night it airs.
No.
And does he reach out? Do you guys communicate with him the Sunday after? I mean,
It might be more like his manager called our manager, and we heard from our music manager being like, yo, Akon's camp is so psyched or whatever.
so when is the first time? Was that the first time you talked directly to Akon about how well it had gone?
Probably.
At his show?
Probably, yeah.
You know what I really remembered is when we were at that downtown recording studio we talked about, and it was the night before we were about to shoot the video, but it was the first time we were meeting him face to face. And we were just going, yo, thank you so much for doing it. And he kept saying, of course, the song's a smash. It's a smash. And he kept
Is
saying
that
it.
why you were more confident with it? Because like when JT did that, I was like, oh yeah.
No, I think the reason I could be unapologetically confident, Yorm, is because I'm not on it. I was more objective, and because I hadn't been there at the inception.
I will say that's exactly how I felt about Boat when I walked into the room and you guys had completed. I was like, that's a fucking monster hit. I hate you guys.
There's a clarity to not being part of the thing because I could just be an audience member more.
I was like the exact opposite of how Neil Brennan perceived the song.
Disposable.
He was just like, no, you can't do it.
Again, the most confident I ever felt at SNL were things that I was not in, but I had written because it was not my face, my voice. I just was like, oh, this is going to be great. It's just my words and like better hands. Love it.
Exactly.
There's also a thing in writers' rooms that I think we've all had where you pitch a joke, it goes in, people like it, and then you immediately feel regret of like, that's a bad, and then you start shitting on it, and then people have to be like, no, it's fine.
Right.
Akon has so many hits. The other thing I remember from that show is because he was opening for Usher, his set was probably 30 minutes. And he played like, it's like when you would see one of those Jay-Z shows where he played half of every song.
Oh, I love that.
Like chorus, verse, chorus, go to the next song, just to be able to jam it in. And you don't realize how many you know. You know so many. And so even with I Just Had Sex, it was definitely just within a nonstop, almost like a DJ set of a thing where it just was one after another and then ours squeaked in. But it sounded good up there with everybody else's.
By the way, but like it's so wild to think of these as like real songs that anytime anybody wanted to do that, like, you know, T-Pain has performed Boat without us on stage before, right, Keith? Like,
yeah, we've seen videos of that.
and it's such an honor to be like, wow, these dudes who are like real recording artists put it on that level that they're willing to do it on stage. So
I'm pretty sure Michael Bolton started doing a version of Jack Sparrow.
Yeah,
like at
which
least
is
his,
also
the choruses.
crazy.
That's amazing. Did the audience like immediately recognize it as a hit when you started doing I Just Had Sex with Akon at that concert?
They knew it. It fit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what percentage of people, and again, obviously there's an SNL comedy audience that maybe doesn't know Akon through a lens other than I Just Had Sex, but I wonder what percentage of Quaid Army. Maybe we'll put a poll wherever we put our polls.
Yeah.
The question to Quaid Army is, when you hear Akon, is I Just Had Sex the first song you think of? And I know obviously this is an incredibly biased audience, but you know.
Yeah. I think he's also one of those artists that you know way more than you think you do if someone started playing you the songs.
I think that's true.
Just like Maroon 5.
But again, the question is, when you hear Akon is the first song you think of I Just Had Sex. And again, I know you're Quaid Army. We talked about how the first time we saw you guys, maybe the makeup was a little hot.
Yeah, just a little.
But a few people said that they actually thought that was an active choice to give you guys a post-sex glow.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, let's
it
go
was
with that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We had thought about that.
All right, great. Somebody wrote the funniest part of this short is believing Blake Lively and Jessica Alba could ever get with two Alvins.
Respect.
By the way, thank you for calling us both Alvin, because I'm clearly terrible.
Somebody said Akon still counts as a thing they think about all the time.
Yeah.
As like just a little thing he popped in.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. I mentioned my friend, this is just a very a side thing. I mentioned my friend Doug Stradley really likes Space Hawk. And somebody said, there's no way Doug Stradley is someone's actual name. That sounds like the name of a class nerd in every 90s Nickelodeon cartoon. Not only is it my friend's real name, but I did use it like 7 times in sketches over the years because I think for that very reason that the person thought it was fake. It's kind of a perfect real name that sounds like a comedy name.
My question is for you, Seth. How often did you put real people's names into sketches to be able to shout out your friends via television?
Very little. That's not true. 5 or 6 times. I don't love it as a move. I feel like the name has to fit in the premise.
Yes. Sure.
So I would never do a name that didn't work originally as the thing that sounded like a name that would fit for that character.
Okay, so the one that I did, the only time I ever did this was on, I think, Sloths, the animated short, and Jason says, "Hi, my name is Mark Potzik," which is TJ Newmark's real name, and it was because he was in the audience because I wanted to like freak him out. This is the only time.
But that's a good one. Yeah. I mean, Mark Potzik is a great guy for a sloth, and
yeah, that sounds like
totally. You didn't mess with the integrity of the sketch.
No.
Hey, somebody wrote, and again, I really like the very short YouTube comments that just feel like the economy of the writing is really nice. Somebody wrote, "I just had Seth." I really enjoyed that. Sure. And I just hung out with Jost. We were we were both in Cannes, France, for Cannes Lion, which is like a brand festival. And so we were both there at the invitation of NBC. And obviously, nothing's better than hanging out with Jost anywhere, particularly entertaining in France. I will say about Jost, I've never met anybody as sort of successful and capable as Jost, who is on just like a completely different clock. Mm-hmm. And like moves so slowly.
He is chilling.
It was like an hour drive from the Nice airport to Cannes. And I knew that Jost knew this because he had arrived to Nice and driven to Cannes already. This is information he had for departure day.
Sure.
This is something he should know. We were on the same flight back to New York, 12:40. I got a text saying, meet in the lobby at 9:40 from the people who were arranging our travel, which seemed just right to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Hour drive, 2 hours before an international flight.
Sure.
So I set an alarm early, went to the gym.
Whoa.
Went back to my room, packed up.
Responsible guy.
Walk into the elevator. It's 9:35. I'm walking to the elevator. I see Jost in workout clothes. He's walking towards me. He's like, "Hey." And I'm like, "What's up, bud? Where's your suitcase?" He's like, "Oh, I was going to go work out." And I said,
"Oh, he's on his way to workout. That's even worse."
Yeah, totally. And by the way, like not a drop of sweat on him. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, we're supposed to leave now." And he said, "Oh, I thought it was 10:40. Okay. Well, let's go down and check." So again, he's not like, fuck. Mm-hmm. Like he's not like immediately running back to his hotel room. So then we go down to the elevator and we get in the lobby and our people are waiting. And he's like, "What time are we leaving?" And they're like, now. Right now. And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then he looks at me and says, "Are you checking a bag?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh, I am." So again, everything like now you should get there even earlier. Oh. And so I have such travel anxiety and I basically just announced to everybody who's listening, "So is there a second car? Because I'm going to leave right now." And they were like, "Yes, we actually have 2 cars for you guys." I'm like, "Great." And I'm like, "I love you, Jost, and I wish you the best of luck. And I really, based on everything I know about you, this is going to work out." And he's like, "Okay, all right, I'll see you in a minute." And so then, again, nothing happening. Then we're boarding the flight, and it's like one of those things where it's oversold. And they're like, "We're looking for somebody to give up a seat."
Oh my God.
And nobody's giving up the seat. And then I get a text from Joe's being like, "Hey, I'm checking in. They told me they gave up my seat." I'm like, "Yeah, I think they might have just thought you weren't coming." So I'm like, "All right, there's another flight a couple hours later. This is the price you pay." And so I get on the flight and I'm like, getting my suitcase up. And then like 5 minutes later, there's Joe's on the plane. And he's like, "Yeah, they figured it out."
Good for him.
I'm like, "Great."
I knew that's how the story was going to end.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
100%.
That's in the fucking stars. Like, I don't believe in astrology, but he's fine.
Yeah. That's why he's been rewarded or
he's blessed
for this behavior his whole life. Like he's been afforded it.
It's just going to work out. My brother's the exact same way. And we'll like set a time for you and you come over to meet him and he's in the shower. And you're like, "What? Like he just got in. And you're like, how is this possible? Also, let me dump on my brother one more time. 2 quick stories. He recently, this is like within the last 5 years, was like, dude, I don't even know the months in order. First of all, that's not something you should be proud of. But he was like September, November. And I was like, first of all, it's like Sept, Oct, Nov. Like you should know that, whatever. And then,
Do you remember Amy Poehler's reality star, Amber, who had one leg and was super confident, that character?
Yeah.
She definitely sounds like one of her catchphrases was, I don't even know the months in order.
100%. Here's another one. In December, we were talking about New Year's. And we were talking about like December 15th for some reason. And my brother was like, yo, is that New Year's? And I was like, no. Like, you should know it's at least at the end of the month. It's like a turn.
That's really crazy.
It's so funny. He also doesn't know my birthday. Also.
The other thing is, Jost and I were both talking about how, which was true for both of us, we both had so much work to do. And we were both looking at the fact that we have this 9-hour flight that was not a red eye. And it does feel like stolen time. You know, you like leave Europe at 1, you land at like 3:40. And yet you have 9 hours to work.
Yeah.
And so for anybody who procrastinates, it's a dream come true. And Joseph's like, oh my God, I have so much work to do. And at one point I got up to go to the bathroom and he was asleep watching the movie Speed Racer.
I like that he can fall asleep to that particular movie.
But he was like, I got so much work to do, but I do need to see Speed Racer the way it was intended on a 4-inch screen.
If not now, when?
Yeah.
That movie's also like a conniption fit.
Yeah. And yet he's still, I get it. Somebody wrote, how is it that every time the Alvins reference Alf, they don't bring up or play Yorm's line from Semicolon?
Oh, yeah. Good point.
What's the line, Yorm? I'm going to let you say it.
Oh, shit.
But I'll eat all you cats.
But I'll eat all you cats. Alf.
Yeah.
We had like 3 Alf references in our live show. Do you remember, Seth? I don't remember what they were, but do you just remember feeling like it was
I
Alf?
kind of do remember that Alf. Yeah. It does feel like you guys have a lot of Alf ownership. People were disappointed. We said Beetlejuice 3 times. You did, Keeve, and Andy did do his Beetlejuice impression.
Oh, yeah. I was summoning him with the trees.
And nobody was
And he
listening.
never showed up? That's crazy.
Can I do Andy's impression of Beetlejuice?
As a Beetlejuice impressionist, he should always be counting the amount of times it's said.
He should always be counting the Beetlejuices. It's very disappointing when you did.
Yeah. All right, Yorm, that was 3. Go ahead.
But in order to do that, I gotta get married.
Yeah, pretty good.
It's okay.
I think we're in pretty good shape. I feel like we can go into Andy-less podcast knowing that we have a Beetlejuice on hand.
Yeah.
Lest it happens again.
No problem, Sid. Sandworms. I don't know, fucking.
This was a 2-part comment. It's a comment and then a Quaid's comment on the comment. And both of them I just enjoyed a great deal. Someone wrote, inform us in the Yormus.
Ooh.
And then the comment beneath it was, really good, my man.
See, some nice positivity.
Yeah, it is absolutely the appropriate response to inform us in the Yormus. Is really nice, my man.
That's like a I don't give a honk level support. Yeah, I agree.
We talked a lot about should we play the August Alsina song because we were worried it would get flagged. And Keeve, do you want to explain to everybody what did get flagged?
Well, I just had sex got flagged by the record label.
Right. So that is an interesting way that this thing goes down, which is you guys have a podcast for your songs, but if you put I Just Had Sex, YouTube will flag it because someone else owns the rights, correct?
That's right. Universal Music Group, UMG, owns the rights to the master.
That's how capitalism works.
That's how it works.
Also, the August Alsina one did get flagged as well. So
right. They both got flagged, but it wouldn't have mattered. If we had left
they're
out
splitting the money from the ads on that post. And again, if anybody notices there's too many ads, take it up with UMG.
Right.
This is exactly what Karl Marx was talking about. In fact, after he talked about like the whole front line of the proletariat and everything like that, it was all copyright stuff and like why it should be just more open.
Who owns what songs?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, this is just a good filmmaker question. Because you guys were talking about how you did the cafe shots and I Just Had Sex. It was mentioned there was probably a whole shot of Andy walking over to the counter, but in the edit, there was a decision made to add in a shot with Blake instead. My question is, do you film the entirety of the song in every location so that you have options when you're doing the edit?
Keeve, 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the time, yes.
Yeah.
There's occasionally when it's really a story song like I Just Had Sex where maybe we did everything from, Andy's entrance out of the women's room. What's his line there? Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Guess what I just did?
Yeah.
We probably did playback starting from that and then definitely would always let it play to the end of the song.
Got it.
I
right.
doubt we went back to the beginning.
You wouldn't do it at the beginning, no, because it's a reveal. So yeah.
But once you establish that location, why not just do it all the way through?
It takes another.
You
10
go, it's
minutes.
another 40 seconds or whatever it is.
That
And
is by the way, the same logic that you have with almost all of filmmaking and movies, and like you might as well do the rest of the scene.
there's so much work to get to the moment when you can actually say action and film.
Yeah,
right.
And so many people are so worried about making their day that they rush through that part, and that's not a good idea.
It's crazy.
Like literally, like that is what you learn as a fledgling filmmaker into being a little bit more seasoned, of just like calming everybody down and being like, nope, this is more important.
One of the first music videos for other artists I did, the We Are Scientists one, I remember being on set and we had really specific, like, we'll just see this part of the song in performance and this part in performance. And I remember, to her credit, this woman that worked for their record label going, because they're up there doing performance, you have the cameras, you just have them do the whole song, right? And I went, oh yeah, yeah. And in my brain went, oh my God, no duh. What the hell was I thinking? I was really not going to. And that has rung in my head for like 25 years.
I've probably said this, but I will reiterate that what I love about filmmaking is that there usually are enough smart people that something will be caught like that, where like somebody will suggest something and you will get credit as the director, but it's that somebody is like, will be like, hey, should you get that footage? And you will. And then sometimes not, but like most of the time, there's enough smart people on set to catch those things.
And it is the truest thing in the world that it will take about 2.5 hours or more to light a scene and get everything looking the best way. And it is definitely to your benefit to use a little bit extra time to get more shots that you can actually fall back on in the edit. Somebody said, welcome back to 3 Cliffords and a Grodin podcast.
Fair.
That's a person who saw it.
My kids watch Clifford. It's a rainy day. They watch Clifford this afternoon, and I will get the review for
The one
next
with the
week.
red sweater or the one with the red dog?
Red sweater.
Okay.
Wait, did they actually, Seth?
They did. I went downstairs and, by the way, I didn't even recommend it.
They made it through it?
By the way, it's very rare for my kids to bail on a movie.
Okay.
Really?
Mine-
They don't get a lot of movies. So when a movie starts, they're like, what are we going to do? We're not going to get a second movie.
I would love to put that on for my kids and time how far they make it before they turn it off and yell at me for turning it on.
For next week, I will get my kids to review Clifford.
Please.
Please do. Oh my God, that's well worth it.
Speaking of, we're going to get, at some point during this week's episode, we're going to get a dumps bump. Dumps quumps bump?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
What is... Sorry,
I'm with
what
you.
is-
I don't know what you're talking about, and I love it.
You went dumping. You went dumpling making.
Oh, yeah, I went dumping. That's going to be on this episode. So one of the
Yeah.
commercial breaks here will be about my dump clump bump.
So stand by for a real genuine. Well, we were talking about kids, and it made me think, oh my God, you guys are getting a very special surprise in this episode. There's going to be a dumps quumps bump, and you don't know what I'm talking about now. But
Oh my God, great. Love it.
You know, for years we've called dumplings dumps. And then this week, because we went and made some dumplings with my family, you know, like had a little dumpling making class, and I kept calling them dumps. I got called out on it a lot. And I wasn't even thinking it was a joke or funny. I was just being like, yeah, let's make some dumps.
was your family? Have you used dumps with your family or just like your friends?
Not really. I think it's just an Andy and your thing.
Oh God, I hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
There's a phrase in the English language which is a rose by any other name. And I feel like dumps is one of those things of like, is it worse? Yeah. Fucking, I don't want to eat that dumpling. Let me bring it back to Will Forte.
Big order of dumps.
Will Forte has a dog named Mudbutt. And I hate that name so much. And I was thinking, like, he's a pretty cute dog. I'm like, would a dog by any other name? Fuck yes. Like, my God, if you just called him anything but Mudbutt, I would like that dog way more.
Yeah, Mudbutt's bad.
It's horrendous.
Mudbutt's real bad.
Frisbee was the same way, though. I
I have to listen, but I guess Mr. Dabalina is a sample from a Monkees song called Zilch.
Is it really?
Really? The music or the Mr. Dabalina, Mr. Bob Dabalina?
I think that must be the part that is sampled.
I didn't get to say this last week, but I have the Mr. Dabalina record. It's a single. It's one of my pride and joys because on the B side of Mr. Dabalina, it might be Mr. Bombay, but I think it has Dabalina as well, is the song Eye Examination, which I think is my favorite hip hop song ever made. So if you can find...
That was a hard to find Dell song back before the internet because it was not on his album and it was one of the hardest, coolest ones.
And fun fact, Dell, the Funky Homo Sapien, is from the Bay. which we are also from.
Yeah. And the Bay is what? And the Bay is what, Yorm?
Area.
Oh, it's an area. Oh, that's very interesting.
It's the whole area.
All right, here's Mr. Bob Dabalina. The Monkees song is called Zilch. It's got a Parliament sample and a James Brown sample. Yeah, it's vocals, lyrics.
Are you looking at a thing that tells you who does what on songs?
Yeah, it's a website called Who Sampled.
Oh, cool.
And it'll tell you the samples on any song.
You know who would not be into that? Premiere.
Yeah, he's always gatekeeping his samples.
Stop snitching, violating, straight up and down. It's from a Premiere sketch.
Let's see. What else do I have from our listeners? Another pitch for the name of your van, Van Whalen. Just going to throw that out.
Okay.
We had an ad for NPR in the show last week.
Yeah, we're classy.
And, we're classy. Somebody said hearing an NPR ad in this podcast is that weird feeling when your old high school friends meet your college adult friends.
I love that.
Also, you were, people thought you with the top hat looked like a guy who was about, this is back to you, Keith, and I just had sex, that you were about to lift up Punxsutawney Phil.
Oh, I should be so lucky. I know exactly who they're talking about. Isn't that Brian Doyle Murphy in the movie?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Akiva here. This ad break is going to be a little different because, in partnership with Airbnb, I just attended my first Airbnb experience with my family. We took a cooking class at a restaurant called Men and Beasts, which is in Echo Park in Los Angeles, where we learned how to make dumplings.
The restaurant is entirely vegan.
That's true. Thank you for chiming in.
We're going to start with our white dough. We have 2 different colors just for fun. Later on, we're going to experiment with some two-tone dumplings. But we're going to try and learn the basics first.
So first off, you just go on the Airbnb website. There's a list of experiences in any city. So if you're a tourist there or if you want just something fun to do with your family. But we went on there and we chose something at a local vegan Chinese restaurant to make dumplings. And it honestly ended up pretty fun. Would you agree with that, Liz?
Yeah, I loved the whole thing. And it was also on Father's Day, which was an extra little special something, don't you think?
Yeah, it was really nice. We went as a whole family. How about you?
It was really nice. I got to learn how to make something I didn't know. I got to explore different ways to make a dumpling. I got to learn different folds.
And, honestly, it felt a little bit like being on vacation. The owner of the restaurant is also the head chef, and he gave us the full lesson, and he was lovely, and it was really fun. We got to make the dough into little circles ourselves, and tell me about the circle. What did you have to leave?
So you got your dough, and it was almost like in this almost marshmallow kind of shape, and you put it down and you pressed it, and then it was time to start rolling. And as you were rolling, you kind of held it in your hand a certain way, so then you left a thicker part of the dough towards the middle.
All right.
So our first chunk of dough.
And we did that not to just keep like the filling, but also to find the shape.
Yeah, and we asked, and it's so that the dumpling has a little bit of a more sturdy bottom.
Roll this down to the cylinder. You're looking for about a 1-inch diameter here.
Because if you leave the center a little thicker, then when you're doing all your folds, it can hold all the vegan fake meat inside it. And it was delicious.
The length is going to depend on how much dough you cut off, as long as it's about 1 inch.
And then we also ordered a little from the menu before we left. Obviously, we got to eat our own dumplings and take them home, and we got to try some of the food there, and everything we tasted there was really inventive and delicious.
And one more thing to add, at the restaurant, Men and Beast, they have this really good oolong tea.
Yeah. That they just brought out, and we got to wear silly chef hats. And afterwards, I had a nice coffee. What else do you want? I don't know. It was a really nice way to spend an afternoon. And there was lots of other versions of these kind of experiences. It's not all just making vegan Chinese dumplings. That's just what we chose.
Yeah, like I think, especially for families, you kind of can get in a pattern of always going to the same places and all that stuff. And so this was kind of cool to be like, oh, what else is in our own city to go do and learn something and be in a different part of town than we usually go to. And it made me appreciate LA. And
whether you're traveling or simply exploring your own city, Airbnb experiences are an easy way to meet new people, build real-world connections. The things you do on a trip, those are what stay with you. Find thousands of others at airbnb.com/experiences. It's been brought to my attention that our comedy award performance of I Just Had Sex is on our YouTube channel.
Oh, wow.
April 10th, 2011. So it was 4 months after the video.
That's very cool. And let's see. That's about all I had.
You want to do this, Greg Chun? He's a listener, and he had a genuine
Greg
question.
Chun sent something in. Thanks, bud. Let's hear it from Greg Chun.
This is a genuine question he had, and I said, you know what? Send it to me.
Hey guys, it's Greg. Not messing with you this time. This is a legitimate question. Instagram fed me one of my favorite SNL sketches of all time. It's the crossing over one where Will Ferrell's, he's doing the psychic who just can't get anything right. And so I'm watching it, and the resolution on Instagram was so bad, I wanted to see the actual show. So I fired up Peacock, and I realized as I was watching it that the Instagram one is a totally different cut of the sketch than the one that's on Peacock. So I was wondering, and I thought this would be illuminating for the Quades too, do they ever go back for whatever reason and replace with like a dress rehearsal run or another run? This was like different costuming and everything. So I was super confused. So if you could tell us, that would be amazing.
Keeve, Seth, you do it.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
The answer is yes. His guess was exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we maybe even talked about it on a very early episode of this pod. But sometimes if the performers or producers of the show feel that dress rehearsal went better than air, they'll make a note of it and go, hey, for reruns, put in the dress rehearsal version. And then that'll become the official version. And if anything gets put online or anywhere, obviously this Instagram one, it's a VHS recording. So somebody recorded it off air and put it on Instagram. So this is probably the only existing one besides at SNL of the air version.
I will say this. I disagree with doing that. It's called Saturday Night Live, and I feel like it should just be mistakes and all. So
I kind of agree with you. And there's probably, honestly, other things they fixed or made better between dress and air, and they just had a different audience, and it just didn't probably play as well, so they think that dress was better. But the truth is, I bet you air is. But the sketch is a parody of Crossing Over with John Edward, which was, I guess, a show back then.
Okay, we're going to listen to this for 2 seconds.
A woman who's got a woman with a J.
Drew Barrymore, Maya Rudolph in the crowd.
Maybe K. K or J. A woman with a K or J.
Oh my God, I love this.
Or R.
This is a question from Ryan, which I feel like we've, in a weird way, kind of covered a little bit based on how you're a key part of I'm on a Boat and you're a key part of I Just Had Sex, which is for Keeve and Yorm. When you each make your first substantial appearances in digital shorts, how were you feeling leading up to it airing and while it played? Were you excited, nervous, worried people would be like, who the heck is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, what, like, Keeve, you go first.
I think because we weren't actually on the show, there was a little level of self-conscious embarrassment, I would say. Not embarrassed in the work, but embarrassed like at the office, knowing like we put ourselves in is kind of feels a little self-indulgent maybe.
It felt a bit thirsty, yes.
Yeah, a little thirsty. That's a good word for it. But, you know, we had made the songs and they were ours. And so it would also not have felt right to give the parts to other people in the cast.
Which we also did occasionally. And that was cool, too. Like we did this short clerk for our pilot for Fox called Awesome Town.
Yeah, or Seth Rogen. We replaced me with Seth Rogen on Like a Boss. Like if you hear the album, it's me and then it's Seth. When it felt appropriate, it was. But like I Just Had Sex or I'm on a Boat would be very different just plopping a cast member who didn't write it into it. So it felt a little embarrassing, but then it also felt awesome on the outside because we would leave the show and, you know, there's all the people outside waiting to meet the cast and take pictures with the cast. And then all of a sudden they knew who we were and wanted our picture too. And that feels kind of cool. Like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, and that still happens at the show.
And you were I remember you guys would walk in very slowly in hopes that people would take your picture.
Yeah. I'd give them a lot of opportunities. Like they'd had to get through like Hader and Forte and Sudeikis, and I'd be there.
I remember go through the revolving door and often come back out again and do this thing where you go, oh, I guess I missed my spot.
Yeah.
Well, me and Keeve also got very good
you missed my spot. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Well, me and Keeve also got very good at ventriloquism. So as you'd leave, you'd do like a, oh, Keeve, oh, my God, you're like, and so that helped.
Yeah, we'd wait for the wig wave. We call it the wig wave is for Kristen, and we'd be like, wait for the wig wave. We would just wait right inside the doors, waiting for her to leave, and then we'd be like, okay, it's our spot. Yeah, it's like surfing. You don't get on the wave.
You would say, I'm hoping to catch a little splash from the wig wave.
Yeah, exactly.
Got a little wet from the wig wave, let's just say.
We're drafting. We got very good at drafting.
Got a little sea spray off that wig wave.
Yeah.
We have a short coming up, which is Andy and Pee-wee.
Yeah, I came back for that one.
There's a non-short show in the middle, which I want to talk about for a second, which is Jim Carrey came and hosted the show. And that was a huge deal for me to see Jim Carrey do SNL up close and in person.
I think it would have been for me and Yorm if either of us was there. Were you there?
Neither was there.
No. Andy probably has some good memories of this.
Oh, Jim Carrey. Yeah. No. I'm jealous. I didn't fucking stop by for that shit.
Yeah. So this is Yorm still on his sabbatical where he had left the show.
I'm in
this
Africa.
year.
I'm probably in Africa.
And it's January 8th and my daughter was born January 2nd. And so I am definitely not there. I'm home
so
with
you're just being completely lazy and
exactly. I'm home with a 6-day-old.
Unbelievable.
But let's see. Yeah, it feels like maybe we want to talk about this one with Andy there because we were all huge Jim Carrey heads, and I'm sure Andy was geeking out the whole week that he was there.
One of the things that Andy quotes from Jim Carrey all the time, which I think is a really fun quote, is whenever it's really hot out, Andy says from Ace Ventura 2, pretty hot in these rhinos.
That's true. And Yorm has this really interesting one. It's righty then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's a deep cut.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I will say my memory, and I will get Andy's memories next week when he's there, is that Jim Carrey in person is so much like Jim Carrey that you kind of can't believe it. Mm-hmm. In that he can do things that only Jim Carrey can do, and it feels as though it is almost it's the definition of a God-given talent, in that it looks like magic. The way he has control over his face and body and voice and everything he can do. Because again, every one of us has pitched and fucking eaten shit on Monday in the Monday pitch, right?
Of course.
It's an impossible thing to do. I will say that when Jim Carrey was there, the first person who pitched had and again, no judgment. I've had this 100 times. Had a pitch that just was a lead balloon. And there was this brief pause. And again, this is the first time this room, most of us had ever sort of perceived him in person.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting in that chair so close. And I remember lead balloon, and then Jim Carrey just literally made the crack of the bat noise. Mm-hmm. Like someone had just hit a ball really hard. And of course, he did it better than I could ever do. And then he just started doing like people cheering. And he goes, it's a home run. Like just a whole... And it was like I just remember everybody was gasping because the fact that the first pitch he decided to do a long bit about how well it had gone. And it was like, he's rounding the bases. Just like that.
You're like, you know what? I think this week's going to go all right, regardless.
I mean, everybody was just like, holy moly. Because, when you think about it, sometimes you're at like charity events in Hollywood, and one of the auction items is like, Al Pacino will leave an outgoing voicemail for you. Like, I just remember sitting there being like, I would have paid so much money to see this thing that I'm getting to witness right now. I would have paid so much money to actually get to witness. And so the fact that I'm getting it for free at my job is really amazing.
That sounds amazing. And it was equally amazing just changing a dirty diaper probably for me at that exact moment,
And also for a child that you have to make eye contact in a meaningful way.
Yeah. We were having the same experience, basically.
There's a chance 6 days in, which is what this would be when this aired and when your daughter was born.
Good math. That's very good math, Seth.
Jim Carrey still might have meant more to you than your daughter did. There was like a small window. But I have a real favorite from this episode, which is Taran Killam's Meyerville Brothers. And it is such a good use of Jim Carrey. And it is also a sketch that starts immediately. It does not waste any time getting into its game. And everybody should just go to YouTube and watch Meyerville Brothers, because this is a physical comedy sketch. But I'm just going to show the beginning to Keeve and Yorm and then let them speak to the skills of Jim Carrey and how smart Taran Killam was to write this for him. With Klein.
Yeah, your sister told me it was your favorite.
Oh, look, here come the Maryville Brothers.
If you join with a friend in a friendly song, then you'll have friendship all day long. So come along and sing all day, 'cause that's the Maryville Brother way.
It's so impressive.
God, they do it perfect.
Oh, that is
It's
great.
incredibly
That's so good.
Nobody's overdoing it. It is absolutely how animatronic people would look.
You go to Jim Carrey, maybe because he's Jim Carrey, but looking at everyone, they're all pretty fucking flawless. It's great.
Yeah, Taryn and Jim Carrey and Bill Hader are the three Maryville brothers. They are animatronic, and they are really good at it, and it's just very fun to watch. And it's also a 3-minute sketch, and that was the first 34 seconds, and you know the game, and you're enjoying yourself, and it's just very fun.
Does it get dark after that?
Yeah, of course, bud. You know how that works.
Yeah.
No, it's great. Everybody's happy. They love the Maryville brothers.
Okay, good. It doesn't get weird. After that, it doesn't get weird.
Yeah.
It's just normal from then on.
It is a reminder. You watch it and you see there is a little bit of David S. Pumpkins in that. It's a reminder how fucking funny Taryn can be physically and wordlessly.
I saw him perform Hamilton as the king, right? Didn't he do that?
Yeah.
He
was King George.
and he was fucking great.
I just saw Rachel Dratch in a Rocky Horror Picture Show.
And
it was fantastic.
You're a Broadway guy. You're a fucking classy guy, Seth.
We've been talking a lot about Broadway because you guys go a lot.
Juliette Lewis, because I know she's fantastic in that show too, but she
was amazing.
The minute I saw her for Over Your Dead Buddy, she was like, Dratch is like a revelation. She was like, she's fucking built for this in a way that is like so impressive. So,
I reached out to Taryn and asked him for his, if he had any memories about Maryville.
Oh, great.
Oh, this better be good.
Quaid Army.
Yay.
Hey.
Righteous Kill.
Righteous Kill.
Good start.
Such an honor to be asked to leave my first of at least 2 voice notes for the podcast. As we all know, the Quaidos are frothing at the mouth in anticipation of Andy and I's often forgotten Gautier sketch.
Oh, yeah. Coming up.
Maryville Brothers was a really cool week. Jim Carrey is my comedy idol, always has been. And that sketch was based off of like a physical thing I'd done at Groundlings that 2 other comedians had written, Ryan Gall and Greg Roman. And I got their blessing to kind of put it in a new format. And so I wrote Maryville Brothers with Rob Klein and Kent Sublett. The dream team, truly. And kind of the story of note is from dress rehearsal. It went well at the table, it got picked, we rehearsed it, but then at dress rehearsal, the first time we come up, we do the physicality, and then we duck back behind this like plywood wall, and we actually got like an applause break, which was a new experience for a young, overwhelmed cast member. But I remember looking to the left and seeing like Jim Carrey, my hero, kind of giving me a look of like, oh, not bad, cool. And then looking to my right and Bill Hader, who was also in the sketch, giving me a thumbs up, and he kind of whispered like, hey, it's going really good. That's awesome, man.
It's a good Bill. Accurate Bill.
And that felt great.
Very accurate.
And then on Monday, where I often found myself like, trying to play it cool, but so desperate for any mention or validation of the work he'd done the week before, Higbones, Steve Higgins, told me that Tom Hanks had texted him during the show and was like, that was such a good sketch, who did that? And so that felt really nice. And we ultimately got Tom in a Maryville Brothers sketch. We did
awesome.
4 or 5 of them. But yeah, really cool, really exciting. I love you guys. I love the podcast. I've listened to every episode. I've been listening since it was a Monday podcast.
No, we don't.
Oh, burn.
How dare you?
Little snuck in
And
burn.
let me know when you guys want to do the Grown Ups 2 car wash scene episode.
Yes.
Later, dudes.
The Grown Ups 2 episode. That's got to be a big one. People are probably waiting for the Grown Ups 2 episode. I forgot
Oh my
about
God,
that.
thanks, Taryn. That was great.
Thank you, Taryn.
That made me smile thinking about that moment.
Yes. And how much those first ones mean. The first time you feel like
something's working,
you can do it. It doesn't mean you're going to be able to do it next week, but like just to know you can do it is
Exactly how I felt with Mugless.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Good. Yeah. Must have been amazing. So jealous.
Also, talk about an approval sandwich that you want to be in the middle of, Hader and Carrey.
That's amazing.
I thought you were going to say Hanks, but yeah, absolutely. Fucking,
Yeah.
I mean, It's like a nice little topper to have Tom Hanks be like, that was great.
Also, great work by Higgins to pass it along. That's a job well done.
Good job.
I'm looking through these questions. This is an easy one for me and Yorm to do a very quick version of, which is Zane says, hello, I absolutely love the podcast. Look forward to it every week. I want to ask you to address the 2 performances on Jimmy Fallon. 1, the full performance, and 2, classroom instruments. Full performance was with the Roots. Jimmy introduces you as your live debut. Go into detail about what that was like performing with the Roots. Had you met them before? How did you decide to go so hard at Yorm? So that's talking about when we did I'm on a Boat, when he was doing the Late Show, not the show you do now, Seth.
Yes.
And it was a thrill, as we've talked about many times on the pod, how we had seen the Roots in concert so many times. And we had some nice interactions with them already, especially Amir was so kind about like Lazy Sunday and stuff. But it was amazing to have them doing the song and then for us to figure out how to work Yorm into it live, which once we did it for that, that's kind of how we did it at all our concerts many years later. Like just the idea of putting Yorm.
Was that the first time we figured the dunce cap?
The dunce cap and putting him on a little stool in the center of the stage. So
dunce cap's coming back.
And it helps me and Andy, so we're not just up there like flailing with nothing to do. It gives us somebody to perform the song too. And it makes the joke of the song way more obvious when you're not able to cut to joke shots.
Here's the thing, like with all comedy, you need an audience member, who's actually witnessing some of this to really sell jokes sometimes. And when you do that part well, which I do very, very,
Wow.
very well,
Yeah.
I feel like that role doesn't usually get enough credit. And so it's really nice for you to acknowledge me, Keith.
Would you consider yourself the straight man of the song?
I would, and I think it's a very difficult job, and I think I perform it ably, and so thank you for bringing it up.
Also, Tariq, aka Black Thought, learned the whole T-Pain thing that day and did it so well, so it was just really fun. And then for Classroom Instruments, whose idea was it to do the song as part of Classroom Instruments series? Who came up with the arrangement? How many takes did you have to do? Was it difficult to sing without cursing?
Sorry, real quick. Can you guys ask just Axel a few questions about what he thought about Clifford?
Oh, yes, please. So my first question to you about Clifford, Axel, is what was your favorite part of the movie?
I have no idea.
Okay, good.
Great answer.
I liked it a lot.
And on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your favorite movie, whatever that is, and 1 being a movie you don't like, where would you put it? Where would you rate this one?
7.
A 7. Okay, that's pretty high.
Accurate.
That was it. All right, I'll be out in a minute.
So to answer these questions in order, we were there because Andy was going to be the guest to promote Popstar. And we were already all in New York also because we were doing a week of press before the premiere.
And also I live there.
And also Yorm lives there. And
Go next.
Hey guys, I do have to run.
Yeah. Say that you love us now and then we can put that in later. Say it like you mean it though.
Okay.
Yeah, wrap it up.
Love you guys.
Oh, love you, Seth. Love you, Akiva.
Leave that here and then repeat it later so we get to hear it again.
Yeah. All right. Love you guys genuinely, not just pods talk.
Love you, bud.
Yeah, we already said that, and we meant it.
Okay, bye to Seth.
Bye, Seth.
So Andy was going to be on it, and they proposed doing a classroom instrument, The Tonight Show, as a way to do more stuff, and they brought up I'm on a Boat. And so to answer all these questions, they did the arrangement. They had fully figured out everything, including the director had figured out the camera and the room, and all we had to do was practice doing it without the bad words. And it was a little bit difficult without the cursing just to remember them all. Like we were like, shit, I'm going to slip. And we did 2 takes.
Did you do Mickey Ficky instead of motherfucker?
Yeah.
Mickey Ficky.
We
Great.
did Mickey Ficky.
Shout out Spike Lee.
I believe it's on our YouTube channel for anyone who wants to hear it. I think it's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
And I was proud that with no production, it sounded pretty good and we sounded like the record. And I was glad about that. I remember because you're just in a room shouting and the room is just mic'd. So there's no trickery.
Which performance did we use? Did we use the second one or no?
I think we did. I think we did it first and everyone was like, got it. That's how it goes. And then we just did it a second time. So the whole thing was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It's weird because you know that the Roots have put in more hours of performing than maybe any other band on the planet. And yet it's still impressive to see them do stuff.
It's so intimidating.
Like where you're like, they're still incredible.
And you can't believe you just sit down there and they're that good at it. Here, let's just...
It's a very good performance. And again, thank you for bringing up my role in it, Keith, because I do it excellently.
Let's me and Yorm just take a little trip down memory lane since we're talking about it.
Oh, look at my wardrobe. Really good.
Oh, shirt! Get your
Oh, shirt.
Yeah, sure.
Good censored stuff.
Your monkey funky toes.
What am I reading?
The Joy of Land.
This is tight.
Your annoyed looks.
I'm doing great.
Mommy, daddy.
I like this so much, I would actually want to put it on a cassette tape, on a mixtape for myself. Because the van only has cassettes. It really is an awesome shout out to Do the Right Thing.
And then he curses. Oh, yeah.
And there's a mermaid prop, too. Everybody looks at him judgmentally.
Yeah. Honestly, that might be the performance I'm the most proud of.
That is great.
Because it's super clean from start to finish.
It's so good. It's so wild to be like, we performed with them at all. And again, I'm not even, I got to do YOLO with them. Didn't get to do this exactly, but,
Every comment's about you. Yorm's commitment to making faces at the camera for 2.5 minutes is everything. Quaid Army for life.
Oh,
another one. I can feel Yorma looking into my soul and begging for help. Yorm reading The Joy of Land because he was not invited on the boat.
Oh.
Good to see he's working on acceptance. I'd love that for him.
This is great. I'm so glad I get credit for doing zero. Absolutely zero. By the way, it's always fun for me. And I do like that at the end of our concerts, at least, I get to join you guys because it is a joyful song. I'm still jealous I'm not on it. I'm still mad at you, both of you, deep down. Very, very
You're
angry.
a much bigger part of it than I am if I just had sex. So
Sure. Yeah. Well, that's entirely because of you guys wanting to, add a visual joke. So appreciate you, Doug.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for this Q&A. I wish Andy was around, but I get it. He flew in just yesterday. So I'm going to afford him a little bit of grace to get reacquainted with his children and his wife.
Yeah, but I do want a voice note knowing about his spelling bee adventures this week. So I hope we can at least get that.
I just saw that I missed a voice call from him 11 minutes ago.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming it was about spelling bee. So Andy, how'd you do on spelling bee?
Yeah, 2 hints, and frankly, I haven't gotten it clean since last Tuesday, so bit of a cold streak. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good, but you got to admit it when it's bad so that people know how much it means to you when it's good. And they believe you, unless I'm lying about the whole thing and I've never once ever done it, which would truly be the most psychotic thing in the history of time, which kind of makes me now interested in that as an idea. All right. Love you guys. Later, Arnold.
Good job, Andy. I assume you cleaned it or whatever your thing is. And for everyone that's curious, I got solid.
Solid. Pretty good. All right. Well, love you, Yorn.
Love you, Keeve. Love you, Seth.
Love you guys.
Later, Arnold.
Later, Quades.
Later, John Hamm.
Later, Quades.
Later, Don Draper.
You want me to say later, Quades? Stop acting like children.
Later, Ghostface.
Later, Quades.
Later, Jack doing Ghostface.
Later, Quades.
Later, O'Brien.
Oh, now you remember me.